Today, we're diving into a really personal story about how a chronic health condition can, really test a relationship at its core. It's a story about vulnerability, about acceptance, and about a love that turns out to be way stronger than anyone could have guessed. So, can a relationship really survive a chronic illness? It's a huge question, right? And so many people face it, whether you're the one with a condition or you're falling for someone who is. Well, that's exactly the question at the heart of Chaz and Christina's story, which starts with a pretty tough and often hidden health battle. Okay, so to really get their story, we gotta understand what's at the center of it. It's a condition called Hidradenitis Suppurativa, or HS for short. And look, this is not just some minor skin thing. We're talking about a chronic inflammatory condition that is super painful and just physically draining for the person going through it. All right, let's jump into Chaz's side of things first, because before he ever even met his future wife, Christina, he was already deep in this massive 6-year fight with HS. And as you can imagine, that kind of battle completely changes how you see everything, especially love. So picture this, it's 2018, and a symptom pops up that's so painful, Chaz has to go straight to the ER. And that was just the beginning. The next 6 years were just a cycle of recurring pain, and even multiple surgeries. I mean, what a grueling road. The good news? Today, things are much better. It's well managed. But a fight like that, it leaves more than just physical scars. Chaz talked about having these visual battle wounds, and they made him really, really worried about his dating life. Like, how could he ever be truly vulnerable and open up to someone new? Just imagine him driving to his first date with Christina. His mind is just racing with these questions. He's literally thinking, what would she think about my skin? Would she accept me? I mean, you can just feel the anxiety, right? The fear of showing this huge part of his life to someone. So while Chaz is completely tied up in knots with all these fears, something else is happening on Christina's side. She's actually making this very deliberate, very thoughtful choice of her own. Okay, so where did they meet? Online, of course, like so many people these days, but the platform was called Heart of Dating, and it had this one little twist that ended up changing everything. So here's how it worked, and it's pretty different. The women could see all the guys' profiles and send the first message, but the men, they couldn't see any of the women unless they got a message first. So the ball was completely in Christina's court. She had to be the one to start things. And the app linked out to their Instagram profiles, so Christina could get a better sense of who Chaz was. As she was scrolling through his feed, she sees these posts. Post of him in the hospital, talking openly about his fight with HS. And here's the thing, instead of being scared off, she saw something totally different. She saw courage. And this is the twist in the story. All that worrying Chaz was doing, all that anxiety about how and when to tell her, it was pointless. Why? Because Christina already knew. She had seen his battle, she knew what he was going through, and she still sent that first message. She chose to see him, the person, not the illness. So this is where their two separate paths really come together and become one. Think about it. The foundation of their entire relationship was built on honesty right from the get-go, even before they'd spoken a single word to each other. So when Chaz finally did work up the nerve to talk about his HS, he wasn't met with judgment or fear. Nope. Christina's reaction was just pure acceptance, a real desire to understand. It was exactly what he needed to hear. Chaz knew exactly what he was looking for in a partner. He even had a name for it, the 3 C's. He needed someone who was compassionate, someone who could get his pain without just feeling sorry for him. He needed someone caring, who could be a real partner in all this. And maybe most importantly, someone curious, who actually wanted to learn about HS instead of being afraid of it. And guess what? Christina was all 3. And where did that amazing foundation lead them? Well, fast forward to today, and they're married with 2 kids. Chaz's journey with HS isn't just his anymore. It's their journey, something they toggle together as a team. So what's the big takeaway from their incredible story? It really boils down to this simple but super powerful idea about who we are and how we love. Honestly, Christina said it best. Theirs is a relationship that is affected by HS. I mean, you can't just pretend it's not there. But, and this is the key, it is not defined by it. Their partnership, their family, their love, all of that is so much bigger than the illness. And their story really leaves us with a question to think about, doesn't it? We all have people in our lives who are fighting battles we might not even see. So this story, it's not just about chronic illness. It's about empathy. It makes you ask yourself, how do we show up for the people we love with that same compassion, care, and curiosity?